In KwaZulu-Natal are denying accusations officials used excessive force in dealing with protesters in Chatsworth. Police fired rubber bullets and arrested about 20 protesters yesterday afternoon. The protest was sparked by the killing of 9-year-old Sadia Sukhraj during a hijacking outside a school in Shallcross. Let's take a look at how things unfolded.
You know why? We're tired of people dying. We're tired.
Good enough for you?
No, you need a bigger one. Yeah.
If one child dies, all the children can die.
Yes, gonna spend. We'll all bring one child. We need to make this. No, wait! Burn the child! Take everybody! Our child too! Let us burn our fucking child too! Fucking you! Come with a petrol, your mothers! Exactly! Yeah!
Why did you stop at the which one when the...
Exactly!
Yeah.
I understand the feeling. No, don't... Justice! 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 Put these fuckers on a diet!
Let's go live to Chatsworth in Durban. That's where our reporter Dasen Thathiah is standing by. He was following that story all of yesterday and last night. Dasen, of course, tensions are high there. Community members saying police are not doing enough to protect them.
That's right, Johan. Lots of pain and anger in this community in the past 24 hours. The pain largely due to the loss of that young life in that botched hijacking yesterday. And last night we saw the community come out here in their numbers protesting, saying that police are not doing enough to keep their communities safe. And as a result of that, things turned ugly here. There was a standoff between police and the community. And even as we speak, that's still not resolved. Nothing was resolved last night to mend that relationship between the police and the community. In fact, they've now started a petition. They're calling for the death penalty to come back. The last time I checked, I think there were over 20,000 signatures on that online petition as well. So right now, as I understand it, there's still going to be more negotiations that are taking place. We were hoping to speak to the provincial police, and I'm just getting a signal now that Brigadier Naiker has come out of a meeting with management inside. Brigadier, you just in time. I know I'm catching you off guard here, but you were meeting with the police management after the protests we saw here last night. Lots of accusations leveled against police about how they've been handling cases in the area, and the community saying that they're not doing enough.
Yeah, look, the acting provincial commissioner is locked in a meeting with police management just to find out, what happened here yesterday, and what could have contributed to what happened, and also in terms of the allegations that are flying around in the media in terms of the fact that the police station was not able to manage their crime. But first and foremost, he'd like me to convey his sincere condolences to the family. One can only imagine the pain and the emotions that they're going through now, having lost a young child in such a brutal manner. And obviously he's very concerned of what happened here last night. With the police, the large crowd that was at the police station, and the violence that we saw last night.
Are there any indications that police here are not doing their jobs?
No, it's still too early to tell. We're in the meeting. As far as we are aware, they are, despite any challenge they may have, they have sufficient manpower to manage their crime. We're also concerned because we know there's a very active community policing forum in this area, to such an extent that they were actually voted the best community policing forum in the country. So we're concerned that, the group of people that came here last night, obviously we're not sure what agenda they may have had, because generally we have a good relationship with the community and the community policing forum.
And these allegations of heavy-handedness, we did see that the situation was quite tense last night. There were many accusations. Even while we were here, we saw people saying that police officers were pushing women, that some phones were taken away. Any clarity on that, Brigadier?
No, look, what we saw last night was not a good thing. As I said, we were very concerned what we saw last night. Objects were being hurled at the police station, at the police vehicles. You can see even from the debris around here, the fires that were burnt, tires that were burnt. And looking at what happened even in the Eastern Cape where a police station was attacked, I think we were very concerned also for the safety of our police officers. And we're concerned that we're diverting attention away from what really happened yesterday.
And Brigadier, that brings me to that point as well. There are questions over what really happened yesterday, and I think the biggest one is over exactly who shot Sadia Sukhraj, because there was no clarity on whether she was shot by the hijackers. What do we know about that?
Yeah, look, it's still too early to tell, and we don't want to speculate. We had our forensics people at the scene, and the necessary investigation was fortunately carried out on the scene. So with those results back and the investigation that took place, we'll have a more clearer picture of what happened. Obviously, we want to caution members of the public. We know when crimes occur, many of the members of the public may have been harmed, and obviously shots were fired. But we also want to commend those people that reacted yesterday, because the hijackers were actually cornered with the assistance of the community that rallied when the incident took place. And even an off-duty police officer who lived in the area saw the hijacking and managed to arrest one of the suspects. So while what happened yesterday was very tragic, as I said, the good part was the fact that the community came together. When a crime occurred, they reacted, and the hijackers were cornered. One of them died. We don't know still how he was killed. But one of them was arrested, fortunately.
Was he beaten to death?
Well, that's an allegation that we were confronted with, and it's going to be investigated. We cannot confirm that at this stage.
Thanks so much, Brigadier. Shahan, that's Brigadier Jane Naiker. He was just in a meeting with the police management here, looking at ways to resolve this issue and looking into those allegations of police heavy-handedness, and I guess trying to find a way to resolve this issue, because it's imperative that the community and the police mend this relationship, because it's definitely not healthy for relations going forward.
Yes, and police hostility aside, let's talk about this 9-year-old who did die. The funeral will be held today. The family, of course, having a very difficult time.
Definitely, Shahan. We had the opportunity to visit that family yesterday, shortly after the shooting, and everyone is very emotional at the home, as you can understand. And they were telling us about this little girl and telling us that, she was so bubbly, she was very religious, and her aunt was sharing, her last memories of the child with us, and saying that she remembers that she was praying for her little brother, a little 7-month-old brother, just before she had left for school on that day. And she's definitely going to be sorely missed, but not just by that family, but also by the greater community here in Chatsworth.
All right, thanks for the update. Appreciate it. eNCA's Dasen Thathiah will monitor the situation for us at the Chatsworth police station. We saw protests there yesterday, so we'll have live updates throughout the day right here on the channel.